Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prashanthi ma'am. So in today's session we are going to see the structural organization from the NCERT completely, all the concept from the NCERT only. So this is very important topic in the Neet point of view. So watch the video from the beginning to the ending, and at the same time, if anyone did not subscribe my channel, please do subscribe so that you will get all the notifications from my channel. Okay, so in today's session we are going to start now. What is the topic today? Structural organization, right? So structural organization, what is the meaning of structural organization? In previous classes like animal kingdom, so in the animal kingdom you have seen many different types of animals, organisms, right? So animal kingdom lo different types of organisms anni chusaru. Some may be unicellular organisms, some may be multicellular organisms, and huge animals, whatever the animal size, but there are some structural similarities. So there is a fundamental uniformity is there in the all the organisms. That fundamental uniformity and how all the organisms are going to be started their life and everything, and how they developed gradually. Okay, so all the concept we are going to see in today's session. So here, first of all, see, every organism's life is going to start with a single cell, only one cell. So it is going to start with a single cell. Wait, so it starts with a single cell. So why one single cell is more important in the organization? Why? Because see, one cell itself, it is leading its life, right? See, in the unicellular organisms, manaki unicellular organisms ante enti, the organism is made up of only one cell, right? So unicellular organisms, that single cell itself is performing all the functions. అవునా, ఒక్క సెల్ అన్ని పనులు చేసేస్తుంది. సో దట్స్ వై సెల్ ఈజ్ very important. How it can able to capable of doing its functions? So because of its cell organelles and its intercellular components. Okay, so cell itself is performing all the vital functions. Vital functions ante enti, mana body lo life processes, digestion, respiration, circulation, yes, excretion, even neural coordination. So these all functions are going to be done by only one single cell. That's why cells are known as structural and functional units of the body. Very important point here. Once again I am repeating. So here cell is the structural and functional unit of the body. Why? Because a single cell is performing all the vital functions of the body, all the vital functions of that particular cell. So including the digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion. So these all functions are performed by one single cell. That's why cells are considered as a structural and functional units of the body. Next we are going to see the another level in the organization. See how from the unicellular level to how they developed into multicellular level. So in the multicellular organisms, if you see, so multicellular is nothing but metazoans. So metazoans are nothing but, here the organisms are made up of more than one cell. So organisms which is made up of more than one cell are known as multicellular organisms. So what are the multicellular organism meaning? So multicellular means, here multi means many cells. So many cells are present. So that's why these organisms are known as multicellular organisms. So in this organization, some special cells is nothing but, why I am saying special cells అని ఎందుకు అంటున్నానంటే, some cells will perform the same functions and looks like the same. So here the cells which are similar in structure means appearance, చూడ్డానికి ఒకేలాగా ఉంటాయి, చేసే పని కూడా ఒకటి. సో that's why cells which are having the similar structures and similar functions is okay. Wait, so here similar structures, similar structure and similar functions. The organisms which are similar in structures and similar in functions are grouped together formed as a with some intercellular matrices, so with some intercellular substances. So this group of cells together it formed as a tissue. So it formed as a tissue. So simple diagram మనం ఇక్కడ వేసుకుంటే these are the different types of cells. Okay, these are the cells which performs the same functions and looks like the same with some intercellular matrices, means between the cells it contains the substances. Cellular substances are present outside the cell, so they may be combine the cells and they may be link the cells for the attachment. Okay, so this together it forms as a tissue. Tissue means clear. Tissue means a group of cells which are performing the similar functions and also looks like the same, similar in appearance and similar in functions, grouped together and it forms as a tissue. So tissue is the first key level transition. Okay, first key level transition metazoan, that is tissue formation. Okay, so how many types of tissues are formed in our bodies? So how many types of tissues are formed in the animals? So you see here animal tissues are divided into 4 types: epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues and nervous tissues. Epithelial tissues, then connective tissue which is connecting the organs, and then muscular tissue which is made up of muscles, and then nervous tissue which is made up of nervous tissues. Okay, neurons which is made up of neurons. So these are the 4 types of animal tissue. About these 4 we are going to see in one day session today, one short video. So don't skip the video in the middle. So okay, we'll continue the session. Next, epithelial tissue. In the first animal tissues we are going to the epithelial tissues. Okay, epi means what? So what is the meaning of epi here? Epi means outer, lining, thelia means lining, outer lining tissues which are main function protection. So main function of epithelial tissues will be protection. After that some epithelial tissues are modified for secretion and absorption purposes. Okay, so but main function of epithelial tissue is protection. So here what is the main organs which contains epithelial tissue? I will say, see here, epithelial tissues means, see this is the body wall. See outside the body wall means external environment. External environment is also connected with the epithelial tissue. Even body fluids, see body fluids also, here body fluids, it contains the body fluids. This body fluids also lined by the epithelial tissue, that is the specialty. So the tissue which is connected with the external environment and it is also connected with the body fluids of the body, so that tissue is known as epithelial tissue, the outer lining of the body. Internal, or maybe that may be internal organs, otherwise the external surface like on the skin, right? Next we are going to the division, classification of epithelial tissue. See here, epithelial tissue is further divided into many types based on the number of layers. Based on the number of layers, very very important, based on the number of layers of cells, the epithelial tissue is divided into mainly 2 categories. In that, first one is the simple epithelium, right? Simple epithelium is nothing but here, see, simple epithelium means only one layer of cells are present, only one layer of cells are present. That's why the epithelium is known as simple epithelium, single layer. Okay, single layer epithelium, so simple epithelium. So even this simple epithelium also divided into 3 types based on its shape, right? Based on its shape, see, based on its shape. Here this simple and compound epithelium based on the number of layers. Based on the number of layers, epithelial tissue was modified, classified, and simple epithelium is based on the shape. So shape, adi ela untundo, shape ni batti, so simple epithelium again is classified into 3 types. One is simple squamous epithelium, simple squamous, simple columnar, simple cuboidal. So 3 types of tissues. So one is here squamous epithelium. So how the squamous epithelium is going to looks like? So squamous epithelium is going to have the flat cells. So flat cells, just like see here, tile like cells, flat tile like cells, tile like cells. So that's why this epithelium is also known as pavemental epithelium. So pavemental, so how the pavement will be there on the roads, in the same way here also the tiles are arranged. So just like tiles are arranged on the roads in the pavement, so in the same way here also ఈ సింపుల్ ఎపిథీలియంలో ఆ పేమెంట్ మీద టైల్స్ ఎలా అరేంజ్ అయి ఉన్నాయో అలాగే సెల్స్ కూడా అరేంజ్ అయి ఉంటాయి, నాట్ ఇన్ ఏ ప్రాపర్ వే. సో ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ సర్ఫేసెస్ ఉంటాయన్నమాట. వీటికి ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే చూడండి, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్ ఏ ప్రాపర్ వే, ఇట్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సమ్ ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ సర్ఫేసెస్. It contains the irregular surfaces, irregular surfaces. So here this main function, simple squamous epithelium main function is diffusion. So diffusion, where the diffusion is going to take place? In the blood vessels. So in the blood vessels and air sacs. So mainly the diffusion process takes place. Why? Because they are very thin membranes. In the very thin membranes the diffusion is very easy to carry on. So that's why, so the diffusion is going to take place in the blood vessels and air sacs, blood vessels and air sacs. Diffusion, simple squamous epithelium, single layer of cells, right? Simple, in the squamous epithelium it contains the tile like cells with irregular surfaces, right, with a central nucleus, and it is playing important role in the diffusion process. Next one, simple columnar epithelium. See here, simple columnar epithelium, column shaped cells. Column shaped is nothing but tall and slender cells. They are tall and slender. Okay, tall and slender cells. This and that type of cells are present in the epithelium. That's why this epithelium is known as columnar, columnar epithelium. Column shaped cells are present, and nucleus is located at the base of the cell. Okay, nucleus is located at the basis of the cell, and this columnar epithelium is again divided into 2 types based on the presence of cilia on the surface. Cilia on the surface ante idi surface kada, so ee surface paina cilia unte, if contains the cilia on its surface, that epithelium is known as ciliated columnar epithelium. So simple ciliated columnar epithelium. And if it does not contain any cilia, if does not contain any cilia, cilia a surface మీద లేకపోతే వాటిని నాన్ ciliated columnar epithelium. So here ciliated epithelium is present in the hollow organs. Hollow organs. What are the hollow organs? Hollow organs ante enti? There are empty spaces in the tubes. Okay, empty spaces in the tubes. That type of structures are known as hollow structures, right? So ఏంటి structures చూద్దాం. Hollow organs are nothing but trachea, fallopian tubes, fallopian tubes. సో ఇక్కడ ఒకటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, సీలియా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటే దాని ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటంటే జస్ట్ పుషింగ్ దట్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ టువర్డ్స్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్గాన్. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా ఏంటంటే మనం ఫాలోపియన్ ట్యూబ్స్లో దేన్ని పుష్ చేస్తుంది? ఓవాన్. egg cells are going to be moved forward towards the fallopian main tract with the help of the cilia is present in the lining. Okay, inside the fallopian tubes it is lined with the cilia so that it can able to push the ovum towards the uterus. And also here trachea, very very important. Even trachea, it also contains the ciliated structures to remove the dust particles present in the air. Okay, and that is about the ciliated and non-ciliated epitheliums. And next one, simple cuboidal epithelium. So main, and also one more important function here, so this non-ciliated epithelium is responsible for the secretion and absorption. So secretion and absorption, what are the structures are responsible for secretion and absorption here? So stomach and intestine, even here also the structures, ducts. So here PCT, TCT, so main functions like here I am writing, say PCT. Proximal convoluted tubules. Proximal convoluted tubules are responsible for the, say, absorption of the substances. So how it is possible? Wait. So okay, next, so cuboidal non-ciliated epithelium, so it is going to be have the trachea, so it is present in the tracheal structures and also ducts of glands. Okay, ducts of glands, and this functions mainly, its functions to be the secretion and absorption. Secretion and absorption. So secretion is going to be takes place in the DCT, absorption is going to takes place in the PCT of nephron. See, PCT contains microvilli structures. PCT contains microvilli structures. See, in the nephron we gutundi kada. So nephron structure lo main parts enti proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, and then distal convoluted tubule. So in the proximal convoluted tubule part, it contains the microvilli structures. Microvilli tells kada. So small hair-like structures, tubular structures are present on the surface of the epithelium, and that is responsible for the absorption of the useful substances present in the urine filtrate. So here next one is about simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium contains the cube shaped cells. See here, cube shaped cells. Okay, so with the nucleus, and this simple cuboidal epithelium is present in the stomach and intestine region, and it is also plays important role in the secretion and absorption only. See, stomach contains the gastric glands and intestine contains the intestinal glands in the epithelium. Okay, so in that epithelium it contains different types of glands and that releasing the enzymes, so for the digestion purpose. So those are the simple epithelium. Once again I am repeating, see all of you. So simple epithelium means single layer of cells, and here they are divided into three types based on their shape: simple squamous, simple columnar, simple cuboidal epithelium. And here simple squamous epithelium, it contains the tile-like cells. With the nucleus, with the irregular surfaces, and it is its main role is about diffusion. Ante telusu kada, during the exchange of gases, so from high concentrations to low concentration, the air particles or the gases are going to be moving from one surface to another surfaces. So that takes place in the air sacs and blood capillaries. Air sacs and blood capillaries are lined by the simple squamous epithelium, so through which the diffusion takes place. Next one, simple columnar epithelium is made up of tall slender cells with the nucleus at the base, and this columnar epithelium again divided into two types: ciliated columnar and non-ciliated columnar. Ciliated columnar contains the hair-like structure on its surface, and it is responsible to move the particles from one place to another place. Example, trachea and fallopian tubes. So in trachea it is responsible to remove the dust particles, and in the fallopian tubes it is responsible to move the ovum towards the next part of the reproductive part, that is uterus, right? Next one, cuboidal epithelium. It contains the cube shaped cells present in the stomach and intestine, and its functions is about the secretion and absorption. Next we are going to the another important simple epithelium only, so that is glandular epithelium. So glandular epithelium is nothing but which is secretory in function. See, secretory in function. So this glandular epithelium also further divided into two types based on the number of cells. So here also based on the number of cells. So glandular epithelium is further divided into two types, unicellular and multicellular glandular epithelium. Unicellular glandular epithelium is nothing but it is made up of only one cell. Example, goblet cells. So goblet cells are present in the stomach, intestine, yes, stomach, intestine, even so complete alimentary canal also it contains the goblet cells, because it is secreting the slimy substance is known as mucus. The goblet cells is present throughout the alimentary canal, especially stomach and intestinal regions. It is releasing the mucus substances. Em release chestundi? Mucus release chestundi. What is the function of mucus? It is protecting the alimentary walls from the highly concentrated solutions and also from the hard food particles. The main function of mucus is the protection, and also it is facilitating the food particles to move freely towards the another parts of the alimentary canal for further digestion. Next one, multicellular. Multicellular means it is made up of more than one cell. So the glands are made up of more than one cell. That's why these glands are known as multicellular glands. So in the multicellular glands, again they are divided into two types, exocrine and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands and enti? So exocrine glands are going to secrete their secretions through ducts, right? So through ducts, for example, pancreas, right, all of you, pancreas, salivary glands and sebaceous glands. So pancreas is having pancreatic duct, salivary glands contain salivary duct, sebaceous glands also contain sebaceous duct. So through this duct they are releasing their secretions like pancreatic juices, saliva and wax substances. See, sebaceous glands are releasing the oily substances, right? So these all are going to be passed through the tube-like structures. That's why these glands are known as exocrine glands. Next one is endocrine. Very, very important. We have one system only regarding the endocrine glands. What is the main purpose of the endocrine? Releasing hormones. Okay, endocrine glands are responsible to release the hormones, to control the functions, to coordinate the body, everything. So and also without any ducts, there is no tube-like structures to pass through, they are directly releasing into the blood. Okay, the endocrine glands are releasing the secretions or hormones directly into the blood. That's why these glands are known as endocrine. Okay, endo means inside, crine means secreting. Okay, endocrine glands. So what are the example for endocrine? We have many: pituitary gland, ovaries, testes, right, and adrenal gland like the thymus. So thyroid glands, like many we have. So you can have 2-3 under this endocrine. So I am writing ovary, thyroid, pituitary, so many we have, so etc. Ovary, thyroid and pituitary glands comes under the endocrine glands. That is about the glandular epithelium. And then compound epithelium. So after simple epithelium we are coming to the compound epithelium. What is the meaning of compound epithelium? Compound epithelium means it contains more than one layer of cells. More than one layer of cells are arranged in a manner. So that's why this epithelium is also known as stratified epithelium. Stratified ante enti? So the cells are arranged in the two rows. So this is one layer and this one is the second layer. So like that it is arranged in the layers. That's why this manner is known as stratified manner. Epithelium is also known as stratified epithelium. So this compound epithelium main function. So compound epithelium main function is about the protection. So main function is protection from the mechanical and chemical stress. Okay, mechanical and chemical stress or very in a very efficient manner, the cuboid epithelium is going to protect it. And also it is playing very limited role in the absorption and secretion. Okay, so mainly it is going to present in the two surfaces. One is dry surfaces of the skin, and also moist surfaces. What are the moist surfaces here? Buccal cavity, pharynx, okay, buccal cavity, pharynx, and the, so that is about the compound epithelium. So compound epithelium main function means the number of cells are arranged in the more than one layer, and main function is for the protection from the mechanical and chemical stress, and it is also have limited role in the secretion and absorption functions. And next, if we'll go to the junctions, so very important topic this also. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ జంక్షన్స్? నార్మల్గా టిష్యూ నేను స్టార్టింగ్లోనే మీకు చెప్పాను కదా. సో టిష్యూస్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్డ్ విత్ వాట్? సో టిష్యూస్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్డ్ విత్ సమ్ intercellular substances, and also there are some specialized junctions, links, structural and functional links which combines the cells together. Those links also known as junctions. They are the structural and functional links, right? Structural and functional links. Okay, junctions means, so the tissues contains the structural and functional links in between the cells, so that the tissue can able to form and also it can perform its functions. See, structural and functional means if the structure have to form, ante oka structure form avvalanna gaani it requires that junctions, and also if it want to perform one function, unique functions, even for that also it requires these junctions. That's why junctions are very, very important. In these junctions are classified into three types, right? Three types. See here, one is tight junctions, gap junctions, adhering junctions. Tight junctions means what? It can able to prevent the leakage. Main tight ga unna daggara eppudaina manam చూస్తే పైప్స్ అన్నీ చాలా టైట్గా కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటాయి, సో దట్ దే కెన్ ప్రివెంట్ ద లీకేజ్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా ఏంటంటే, సో ద సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ బిట్వీన్ ద టూ సెల్స్ అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ చూద్దాం. Substances is nothing but, here imagine this is one cell and this is also one cell. If the component is tightly packed without any gaps, so that there is no leakage from the cells, so that type of substances between the two cells are known as tight junctions, and main purpose of tight junctions to prevent the leakage. And example, sweat and sebaceous glands, sweat glands, okay, sweat glands are the example of tight junctions. And gap junctions are nothing but, so there are the cytoplasmic channels are passing through from one cell to another cell, okay. So gap junctions are nothing but, here this is a cell and here this is also cell. So here these cells are having the cytoplasmic channels, means one cytoplasm of the cell is connected with the another cytoplasm of the cell. So this type of junctions are known as gap junctions. So gap junctions mainly it is responsible for, so gap junctions, they are tight junctions, gap junctions for communicating the cells. Main function is to communicate అంటే ఏంటి, ఒక సెల్కి communication with the help of this cytoplasmic gaps, okay, communicate the cells. Next is adhering junctions are nothing but same thing here. The cells can able to bind with each other, with the help of these junctions are known as adhering junctions. So it is responsible for adhering junctions are responsible for binding, okay, binding the cells. Okay, that is about the animal. The first tissues in the animal, those are epithelial tissue. Next we will see the connective tissues. Okay, connective tissues we are going to start now. Take the screenshot, all of you. Next we will see the connective tissues. So in the animal tissues, so second type of tissues are connective tissue. Main functions of connective tissue, it is linking and supporting. So it is linking means it is connecting the different types of organs together so that they can able to interact with each other and they can perform the similar functions. And also supporting system. So where supporting is nothing but every organ have to arrange in a particular position. So అన్ని ఆర్గాన్స్ దేని ప్లేస్లో అవి ఉండాలంటే డెఫినెట్గా దాని వెనుక ఒక ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ సిస్టమ్ ఉండాలి, ఒక సపోర్టింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఉండాలి. ఆ సిస్టమ్ని ఇక్కడ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్. ఓకే, సో కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్లో వస్తే మనకు చాలా ఉన్నాయి. సో మెయిన్లీ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూ ఈజ్ నాట్ ద స్మాల్ టాపిక్, యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద huge topic, but we are covering mainly NCERT concept here. So in the connective tissues, it contains many fibers. Okay, it contains many fibers, and that fibers are made up of, see, these fibers like collagen fibers, elastin fibers. So collagen fibers and elastin fibers main function, that is giving the strength and elasticity. So it is giving the strength to the body, and also they are elastic in nature. Why? Because they are made up of the proteins. See here, collagen and elastin. See, normally what is the unique feature of animal tissues? That is collagen protein. So collagen is present only in the animals, right? And also it contains the elastin fibers made up of elastin protein, and here both are giving the strength and elasticity to the body. And next we are going to see the different types of connective tissues based on their way of arrangement of the layers. And here, so loose connective tissue, there are two types of tissues. One is loose connective tissue, another one is a dense connective tissue. So loose connective tissue means what? So there are gaps in the middle. For example, if it is a cell, it is not connected with each other directly, only there are fluids or gaps are present in the middle. So that's why it is giving that appearance as they are arranged in a loose manner, loose connective tissues. So these loose connective tissues, they are divided into two types, areolar tissues and adipose tissue. See, areolar tissue, in the name only it contains areolar, air spaces. So air spaces are present in between the cells. Air spaces are present in between the cells. That's why this tissue is known as areolar tissue. So inside the areolar tissue, it contains the many structures like fibroblast, mast cells, macrophages, even fibers. So these all structures are present in the areolar tissue. So main function of areolar tissue is going to support the framework. It is acts as to support the framework of the body. To support the framework of the body, mainly arrangement of the lungs, heart, kidneys. So for all this, there is a proper gap between the organs, then only they can able to move freely. That free movement is possible only with the help of the areolar tissue. Very, very important. It is acts as a perfect connection between the organs, and also it is allowing the movement of the organs. So framework, it is helping in the framework of the body. So and next one, it also, I said no, దీంట్లో చెప్పాను కదా, ఏరోలార్ టిష్యూస్లో చాలా స్పెషలైజ్డ్ సెల్స్ ఉంటాయి, మ్యాక్రోఫేజెస్. మ్యాక్రోఫేజెస్ అంటే ఏంటి? దే ఆర్ ద defense cells. It is protecting the body from the harmful microorganisms and antigens of the harmful microorganisms, macrophages, right? And also it contains the fibroblast. See, fibroblast function in the fibroblasts are responsible to produce the fibers during the బ్లడ్ క్లాటింగ్ మెకానిజం. డ్యూరింగ్ ద బ్లడ్ క్లాటింగ్ మెకానిజం అంటే ఎప్పుడైనా మనకి బ్లీడింగ్ అయినప్పుడు, కట్ అయినప్పుడు, సో అక్కడ ఇమ్మీడియట్గా మనకు ఒక క్లాట్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ క్లాట్ ఫార్మేషన్ ఎలా జరుగుతుంది? విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఫైబ్రోబ్లాస్ట్ ఆర్ రిలీజింగ్ ద ఫైబ్రిన్స్ సో దట్ దే విల్ ఎంటాంగిల్ విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్ అండ్ దట్ space of wound is going to be healed by the fibers. Together it forms as a clot like structure. A red dot కనిపిస్తుంది కదా, ఆ రెడ్ డాట్ ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది? విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫైబర్ సెక్రెటెడ్ బై ద ఫైబ్రోబ్లాస్ట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో mast cells also plays important role during the immunity. So there are that is about the areolar tissue. Okay, mainly it is support and framework to the body, and it contains different types of cells like macrophages, fibroblasts and mast cells, and each is performing the specialized functions. Mainly it is allowing the movement of the organs in a free manner so that they can able to do its function efficiently. తర్వాత వచ్చేసరికి అడిపోస్ టిష్యూ. సో అడిపోస్ టిష్యూ ఈజ్ మెయిన్ పర్పస్ టు స్టోర్ ద ఫ్యాట్స్. It is responsible for storage of the fats. All the excess glucose molecules are going to be converted into triglycerides, and these triglycerides are converting in the form of fats and stored in the form of fats. Okay, in the adipose tissue. So main purpose of adipose tissue is present mainly under the layers of the skin, and it protects the skin from the cool temperatures also. Okay, that's why we won't get very cool because of the presence of the adipose tissues under the skin. Next one, dense connective tissues are further divided into two types: dense irregular connective tissues and dense regular connective tissues. ఎందుకని ఇది రెగ్యులర్ అంటున్నాం? ఎందుకంటే దీంట్లో ఉండే కొలాజన్ ఫైబర్స్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, డెన్స్ రెగ్యులర్ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్లో కొలాజన్ ఫైబర్స్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ప్యారలల్లీ. సో వన్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు బి అరేంజ్డ్ సిస్టమాటికల్లీ in a parallel way. So but when comes to the dense irregular connective tissues, they are not arranged in a parallel way, so they are going to be in different directions. It will be in different directions, so there is no systematic manner. So in whatever way it can able to pass through. సో అలాగా అండి డిఫరెంట్ వేస్లో వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, ఒక పర్ఫెక్ట్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ లేకుండా ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి దీన్ని డెన్స్ ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్ అంటున్నాం. సో ఈ డెన్స్ ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉంటాయంటే స్కిన్, కార్టిలేజ్, బ్లడ్, బోన్. అదే డెన్స్ రెగ్యులర్ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్ ఆర్ ప్రెజెంట్ ఇన్ ద టెండన్ అండ్ లిగమెంట్స్. See, tendon and ligaments. What is tendon? Very important here. Tendon means that a structure which is connected with the bone to the muscle. Okay, the tendon which connects bone to the muscle, and ligament means which is connecting bone to bone. The structure which is connecting two bones is ligament, and tendon means which is connecting the muscle and bone. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, బోన్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ బోన్ ఏమో మజిల్ని కనెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది, మజిల్ బోన్ కనెక్షన్ చేస్తుంది, అది దాన్ని టెండన్. నెక్స్ట్ డెన్స్ రెగ్యులర్ అండ్ ఇర్రెగ్యులర్కి వచ్చేసరికి మనం ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూస్లో కార్టిలేజెస్, బ్లడ్, బోన్, వెరీ 3 ఇంపార్టెంట్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్. ఫస్ట్ వన్ కార్టిలేజ్. సో కార్టిలేజ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇట్ ఈస్ ద సాలిడ్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ ఓన్లీ. సాలిడ్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ డస్ నాట్ కంటైన్ ఎనీ ఫ్లూయిడ్స్ ఇన్సైడ్. So it is a solid substance and it is pliable. Pliable means what? It is flexible. It can bend. It can bend. So the pliable nature. So it can able to bend, and also it resists the compression. Very important. It resists the compression. ఇట్ రెసిస్ట్ ద కంప్రెషన్ మీన్స్ అంటే విరక్కుండా చూస్తుంది. సో అది ఆ కెపాసిటీ మనకి కార్టిలేజ్కి ఉంటుంది. సో కార్టిలేజ్ని ఏ సెల్ సెక్రెట్ చేస్తాయంటే కాండ్రోసైట్స్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ ద లేయర్స్, అండ్ దోస్ కాండ్రోసైట్స్ ఆర్ సెక్రెటింగ్ ద కార్టిలేజెస్. ఓకే, కాండ్రోసైట్స్. సో ఇన్ఫెంట్స్లో ఉండే కొన్ని cartilages when they grown as an adults, this cartilages are going to be converted into bones. So infant stage they will be as cartilages, and later they are going to develop as a bones. So that is about the cartilages. Cartilages are solid, pliable, they resist the compression, and made up of secreted by the chondrocytes. Next one is bone, very very important structure. Bone is very hard structure and also non-pliable. Non-pliable means it is not flexible, it is very stiff, okay, and made up of which? Calcium salts. It is made up of calcium salts. So calcium salts means calcium sulfate and calcium phosphate. Made up of calcium sulfate and calcium phosphate. So here inside the bone it contains the bone marrow. So bone marrow, and also it contains the bone cells. So bone cells are present in the spaces of lacunae. So bone cells, also known as osteocytes are present in the spaces of the lacunae. So here osteocytes are mainly responsible for the production of RBC, okay. Osteocytes, bone cells, are responsible for production of RBC, and bone marrow is responsible for production of RBC. So that is about the bone. And then blood. So blood is the very big topic, so we are going to take explain in short. See here, blood is a fluid connective tissue. It is red in color, and it is made up of mainly three constituents. Plasma. So plasma is mainly made up of water and proteins, okay. So proteins, amino acids are present in the non-pigmented substances, okay. It does not contain any colored substances. Plasma is very light in color with the more fluids. And then plasma, WBC, white blood cells, it is also known as leukocytes. So mainly WBC is classified into how many types? So granulocytes and agranulocytes, and agranulocytes. So granulocytes again divided into three types. So they are acidophils, also known as eosinophils, basophils, and then neutrophils. Then agranulocytes are lymphocytes and monocytes. So mainly white blood cells are going to protect the body from the harmful microorganisms. And then RBC is red blood cells, also known as erythrocytes. It contains the hemoglobin, the red color pigment responsible for the transport of gases, and it is red in color, okay. RBC lifespan is about 120 days. So this is about the connective tissues. Next we are going to the muscular tissues, right? So muscular tissues also is giving support to the body, right? How many types of muscular tissues are present? Comment in the comment section. If you like the session, give me like and share with your friends. Next one is muscular tissue, right? This muscular tissue is again divided into three types based on the presence of the striations and its functions, right? So mainly here we will see first tissue in the muscular tissue, that is skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle. So skeletal muscle means which is connect to the bones. It is giving support to the bones, so that it is responsible in the movement of the body. So here the skeletal muscle is made up of fine fibers are known as myofibrils. Okay, this myofibrils, and it also contains the striations. So striations, because of the presence of proteins, arrangement of proteins. Striations means what? Dark bands and light bands. So it contains the dark bands and light bands, striations. So skeletal muscle is made up of fine branches are known as myofibrils, and then this skeletal muscle is going to connect with the bones, and it is allowing the movement of the, so mainly it is responsible for movement of the limbs, and also it is voluntary in functions. So how it will be? It will be having the cylindrical shapes. So cylindrical and with the parallel lines. So parallel lines here with the striations. Okay, these are striations. So this is the skeletal muscle. Next we are going to see the smooth muscle. Smooth means here there is no striations. Striations are absent. So yes, striations are absent, and they are involuntary in functions, right, without the concentration or effect of the central nervous system, involuntary in functions, and they are having structure. See here, pointed tips. It contains the pointed tips with central nucleus. There are no striations with pointed tips. Smooth muscle. So this smooth muscle mainly it is present in the alimentary canal. So alimentary canal means stomach and intestine. Visceral organs. So smooth muscle is nothing but visceral organs, stomach, intestine, even reproductive tracts also made up of smooth muscles. Next one is cardiac muscle. So these all muscles are responsible, mainly it is responsible for locomotion. Okay, main function of muscles ante entante contraction. Mainly it is responsible for contractions. So that contractions is possible with the help of the myofibrils. Contraction, elasticity, excitability. So these all are the different functions of the muscles. Meeku skeletal system lo structure of muscle detail ga undi, description lo okkasari elli chusarante aa videos kuda meer chudochu. Next, cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle, in the name only it is their heart muscle. The heart was covered by the cardiac muscle. So this cardiac muscle is having the striations. And it is involuntary in function. If it is structure, it contains the intercalated discs. Okay, intercalated discs are going to be present with the striations. Okay, so main function of your intercalated disc to transmit the impulses to the surface of the heart, so that heart can continuously able to function. So that is about the three types of muscles. Muscles are responsible for contractions in the body, and because of the contractions we can able to move from one place to another place, and also we can maintain the position of the body, and it is having the main property, that is contractions and elasticity. Okay, flexibility is possible with the help of the muscles only, and these muscles are divided into three types: skeletal and smooth and cardiac muscles. So skeletal muscle is connected to the bones. This skeletal muscle is made up of long fine fibers like structures. Those fibers are known as myofibrils. It is made up of the myoproteins. So with the help of that myoprotein arrangement, it is appearing as the striated manner. అంటే మనకి బ్యాండ్స్ లాగా కనిపించడానికి రీజన్ ఏంటంటే అక్కడ మయోసిన్ యాక్టిన్ ఫిలమెంట్స్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ వన్ బై వన్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద అనదర్ వన్, అంటే ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి అరేంజ్ అయ్యి ఉండి అది చూడడానికి ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే స్ట్రయేషన్స్ లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది. సో అందువల్ల స్ట్రయేషన్స్ ఆర్ ప్రెజెంట్, అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వాలంటరీ ఇన్ ఫంక్షన్. సో వాలంటరీ ఇన్ ఫంక్షన్ మీన్స్ విత్ ద consciousness of the brain. So consciousness of the brain, voluntary in functions. And then smooth muscles, striations are absent here, involuntary in function, and it is mainly present in the alimentary canal and reproductive tracts. Cardiac muscle is present in the heart. So heart can able to contract and relax with the help of the intercalated disc, so that it can able to transmit the nerve impulses continuously. The action potential is going to be generated in the cardiac muscle, so that the heart can able to pump the blood to all parts of the body. So that is about the muscular tissue. Next we will see the nervous tissue. Right, take the screenshot all of you. So nervous tissue is very important. Why? Because nervous tissue's main function is coordination. So coordination of the body. So nervous tissue. So its main function is about coordination and integration. Okay, so nervous tissue. So under the nervous tissue, if you see, mainly nerves are excitable cells. Always they are going to excite. Within short period of time we can able to give the responses with the help of the neurons only. So this nervous tissue, maximum it is going to be, or maximum neurons are concentrated in the anterior portion, that is brain. So brain is giving the instructions to the body to perform its functions. Next, in the nervous tissues, mainly if you see the neuron, so it is completely made up of neurons. Diagram koncham adjust avandi, right? So here సింపుల్గా డ్రా చేస్తున్నాను. సో హియర్ ద న్యూరాన్ ఈజ్ మెయిన్లీ ఇట్ కంటైన్స్ ద త్రీ పార్ట్స్. Cell body, this is cell body with cytoplasm, and Nissl granules. See, these are the Nissl granules. Cell body is going to have the projections outwards. These projections are known as dendrites. And this long slender portion is known as axon. The axon is going to be covered by the myelin sheath. This is the myelin sheath. And the myelin sheath is interrupted by the gaps is known as node of Ranvier. Okay, so this myelin sheath contains the special cells are known as Schwann cells. Schwann cells function to secrete the myelin sheath. Okay, Schwann cells. So the end portions are axon terminals. Axon terminals are going to ends with the synaptic knobs. So main function of synaptic nerves. So normally the nerve impulses are going to be carried from the dendrites to the cell body to the axon, axon to axon terminals, from axon terminals to synaptic nerve to another neurons. In this way the nerve impulses are going to be transported. So nerve impulse information కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో మనకు స్పెషల్ వీడియో జనరేషన్ అండ్ కండక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపల్సెస్ కూడా ఉంది. సో ఒకసారి వెళ్ళి దాన్ని కూడా మీరు చూసి ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ అన్ని నోట్ చేసుకోండి. So this is about the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is responsible for coordination and integration. Nervous tissue is made up of excitable cells are known as neurons, and these neurons, if it contains only one pole, it is known as unipolar neurons, and if it contains the two poles, the cell body contains two poles or two divisions, is known as bipolar neurons. If it contains many divisions or many branches of cell body, is known as multipolar neurons. So this is the structure of multipolar neuron. So mainly cell body, axon and axon terminals. So cell body, here cell body is also known as cyton or soma. Okay, it is continuing as a small fine branches are known as dendrites, and cell body continues as a long axon, and axon is covered by the myelin sheath which is secreted by the Schwann cells, and later this axon is further divided into axon terminals. Axon terminals is ends with the small button shaped structures are known as synaptic knobs, so through which neurotransmitters is going to be released. So it releasing the neurotransmitters. Okay, so this is about the entire topic about the animal tissues. So in this we covered the 4 types of tissues together in one shot. So do watch the video from the beginning to the ending and note down the important points. ఇంకేమైనా ఎవరికైనా ఇంకా టాపిక్స్లో డౌట్స్ ఉంటే మీరు కామెంట్ సెక్షన్లో కామెంట్ చేయండి. సో స్టిల్ మీరు చూసేవాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా నా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోకపోతే డెఫినెట్గా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. నోటిఫికేషన్స్ కోసం బెల్ ఐకాన్ని click చేయండి. So please do watch the channel, and if you have any doubts please comment in the comment sections. కానీ లైక్ చేస్తే మటుకు ప్లీజ్ డూ లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు మై ఛానల్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ప్రశాంతి మ్యామ్ signing off. So I will be back with the another session. Okay, thank you.